Hello everyone, welcome to Pets Podcast. Today this is Kushal Pawan here. So today I'm so very excited to connect podcast with Dr. Ganashankar HU, who is a founder and president of Pets Zero International School. So let's start the podcast. So hey everyone, welcome to Pets Podcast. This is Kushal here. Today we have very special guest joining us. It's a pleasure to welcome Dr. Ganashankar HU, who is a founder and president of Pets Zero International School. We welcome you, sir. Sir, could you please introduce yourself and tell our viewers about your educational journey?
Okay, I'm Ganashankar HU, as you mentioned. So I pursued my PhD in education, that is in advanced writing from Washington DC, Maryland University. So now I've been referred as Dr. Ganashankar from your itself. I am graduate from Mysore University in Biology, Botany, Microbiology. Then later on I did my MBA from IIM Calcutta. So this is my education journey. If you ask me about my education, I have studied in about 9 schools and colleges. And from my nursery, I have been through the residential life, that's with the hostel and the caretaking homes. So that's about my education. And post the education, then I got into the profession as in the pharmaceutical industry as a representative. From there, the journey along, and where I designed the career as an employee at the post of business head, or you call it as a CEO of one of the renewable energy. From the pharma, like I had an annual experience in different verticals like pharma, surgicals, FMCG, FMCD, and renewable energies. And then we inclined towards the agriculture, because agriculture was our backbone, and I come from an agriculturist family. And my father, my mother stay back at Chikmagaluru, that we are basically a farmers. And I do have a sibling, he is Dr. English, he is dentist, and he practices at Bangalore in his own clinic. Now presently he is an implantologist. Now presently, yes, I've been instrumental in establishing this educational trust school or group of schools at Giriur since 2017. We incepted this in 2017 as Russian's Educational Trust. And with that, today we have preschool, we have primary, and also we are moving towards high school. Very soon we should be having our residential campus for the PU awards.
Yes, sir. Sir, you hold PhD from an American university and MBA from IIM Kolkata and BSc Microbiology rank holder. What inspired you to pursue such a diverse academic journey?
I think it is the destiny. If you ask me, I wanted to be a doctor by profession. During my 8th and 9th, I used to dream like to be a CVTS surgeon. That was like one of the special sounds we used to hear. Most people know only CVTS. Fortunate or unfortunate, or by the grace of God as it is, guys, I couldn't make it up. And there was an option of BSc MBBS. That's the reason I moved on to the BSc. And my domain was microbiology, biochemistry, which is almost the initial stage of your MBBS. I was unfortunate again. I think the luck favored the second time to me in a positive note. The rule of BSc MBBS was taken off during my final year graduation. So then I had no other option to move on to the MSc or to get into any profession. And somehow the destiny pulled towards the profession. And during the course of my service in different organizations, one of the organizations handed me to complete my MBA. It was completely supported by the organization to elevate myself from AVP to VP, that's Vice President position. Then once I started my own career or my life towards the education by BEX. So it is BEX who offered me the PhD from Maryland University.
It's inspiring, sir. Sir, coming from Chikmagaluru, what made you choose Hiriur to start a school?
I still don't have an answer. I had not mapped Hiriur at all before coming to Hiriur. Many people do ask me why Hiriur. from Chikmagalur. Most of the time I make it as a giggle, or I just make it as a fun by saying like I was flying in a chopper and it crashed. I landed in New as an alien. Again, I would only say that it is decision by the God, because I strongly believe in the supernatural power. So there was some karma, as we say. There was some runa, as we say. So maybe God has sent me here to do something and deliver something better to this geographical area, young minds. As we have a vision that, empowering the rural young minds to the global standard of education with a practical experience. These two words are very, very important: global standard education and the practical experience. These are the two things which we really focus on today. Since last 10 years, we've been doing that. We do not believe in theory. We believe in touch and feel, and you experiencing it. It may be anything. We don't believe in learning for the sake of exams. We believe in learning the concepts, things for the sake of life. Okay, life is an experience. Life is something which is unexpected, and you always drive a solution towards that. So maybe this was all the things which I wanted to conceptualize here. So maybe the destiny pulled me to Hiriyur, and when I was new to Hiriyur, I was none to Hiriyur, and today I am blessed to have a very good friend circle, people around, and the society of Hiriyur being really backing up since I have been here, and it's been very supportive. They trusted me, they trusted our organization, they trusted our quality of education, and today we are able to conclude the 10th year. Coming Jan 27th, we will be completing our 10th complete year. So we complete a decade of education in Hiriyur.
It's interesting, sir. Before entering education, you worked in various roles from sales and management to CEO level. What are some most valuable lessons you learned from corporate life?
So, best thing, if I would like to divide this into two parts, as one as an employee, as one as a management, okay? Because there are two sides what we see. As an employee, what I learned is to be disciplined. As an employee, I learned to be a go-getter, okay? As an employee, I learned to dedicate myself 100%, beyond 100% for the person who is feeding me, okay? Like, they do pay the salaries, okay? I learned the culture of professionalism, okay? So I would like to recall my best bosses of my life. It was started with Mr. Ravi Kumar. He was my first boss, okay? Then it was Ramesh. Then the best ever person who was very, very strict, who got me onto the track, was Mr. Deepak. I used to hate in those days, but today when I am an employer, I believe and I recollect every word and every statement he used to make, okay? And was my best boss ever in my life, after my father, mother, and the goddess. It is Miss Veena. Okay? She was the one of the best bosses I had. And before I left the job, it was Subramani, who was my motivator, guide, everything. Today, if I'm able to run an organization, I would really thank all these people who took me every step ahead from where I was and what I am today is all because of this. And the best guru is the life. The life is the best guru of you. You may say anything. You are what you are because you are nurtured and you are fine-tuned by the challenges which are thrown to you in the life. So that's about as an employee. Now, if you ask me as an employer, as an experience, I really feel proud, okay, that today I'm able to employ or offer a job to these many people. And as I said, the second part of the vision of our BETS is to empower the women. Okay, so first is to empower the rural environments to the global standard education with a practical experience. Second is to empower the women. And if you consider the employee percentage in the gender percentage in our institution, at present we stand at 99% women empowered and only 1% would be male empowered. Okay, because there are a couple of things which we still find difficult to find the a female employee to that particular department, especially the transport or at present like any happenings which we are supposed to do by traveling around. Because it's not that I don't say women are not capable enough, but they do have their own limitations in the family. Okay. So now as an employer, now I know I can recollect all the difficulties my boss used to undergo when we never did the job. The owners of our organizations were facing the difficulties in paying the salaries when we are not achieved our targets, when we have not brought the sales to them. Okay, now as an employer, I know the challenges of an employer. When I was an employee, today as an employer, I still know the challenges of an employee, what they are. Because every employee comes here to dedicate themselves to the best of their knowledge, capabilities, and we do need to respect the employee because there is no organization without an employee. Now, if it is VETS, which has taken a legacy of 10 years, obviously it is complete kudos to all the people who laid their stones, every brick of this VETS today. Right from the day one, every teacher, housekeeping, the transportation department, or the people who associated with us to bring in this legacy of 10 years. So thanks for all that.
Wow. Every successful journey has challenges. What are the biggest obstacle you faced in these 9 years?
The biggest obstacle is my mind. Because I am not a person who plan and start executing. I jump into execution. Then I start thinking how I can make it happen. Because it is not like that I had everything ready and I started that. It is like out of a blue moon, suddenly I will think, okay, this is what I have to do. And suddenly I jump into that. Then I start dwelling into it, keep going, meeting different people. Then suddenly I learn, I keep on increasing my knowledge levels. I believe in traveling because that's my hobby. Traveling is my hobby. Recently, my travel has come down actually. But traveling makes me learn many things, and I jump into a thing. Then I think how I can make it right. It is like I'm a risk taker. Maybe if the risks are pulled out of me, maybe that's the end of Ganashankar, I can say. Ganashankar doesn't think before he does it. He does, then he thinks how it can be made.
Running school with limited admissions require patience and determinations. How did you maintain this confidence in yourself?
As I said, I am self-motivated person. Okay. Second is the exposure which my parents gave me multiple different schools and colleges. Because if you ask me, every year I used to change, and every year I had to face the new faces as the teachers, as the classmates, the friends. So that's why I have a very big band of friends. We meet even today and we share our knowledge, thoughts, experiences. We dwell our past. That is one of the things which from the beginning my father has made this as a habit in me. Okay. If you ask like these days kids go for trips on their summer holidays. For me, the summer holidays was only to attend the interviews at multiple residential schools. At least not less than 5 to 8 the residential schools I used to write an entrance exam. Then my father used to ask which school you want to select. Which is the best school you want to join. So if I say this is the school, so he said okay, let's change over. So that got me a confidence of facing the world and taking the challenges. I still believe I used to fill the application form when I was in second standard. And I have filled the application form for other students also, like who used to come for the entrance exams. Second confidence which I got is in the profession. My profession made me to interact with multiple new faces. And my profession started as like teaching a high knowledge person. If I consider now a doctor, I go and represent my organization and my molecules to those doctors. And doctors are obviously well-sounded, educated people, and that's why we respect them. And we were only a graduate, so going and defining our product to them was a challenge. So And thanks to all the trainers, doctors who are teaching us, the bosses who helped us all that. So this also inspired me to do it. And now, last but not the least, when I started here, it is a hunger what you have. Now, when I say hunger, it is not only your stomach, the hunger in your thoughts, like what you want to be in life. You are born here, and I always believe we are born to give a solution, not to try for the problem. Every problem will have 100 solutions, but it is our open mind what makes us to look into that. So I always believe, and I also preach my team. You are here to give the solution, not the cry for the problems. And if there is no problem, then there is no existence.
What a confidence also. Looking back today, which moments make you feel most proud?
The journey what I have come through, every step I have taken throughout this journey, every failures I have overcome, every challenges I have solved, and every people I have in my list.
This October, as Bed shifting is on campus, what does this milestone means to you?
Finger crossed, we believe yes, we shift this October. We are working towards that because Beds want to gift the people of Eriyur for this 1 decade of journey with our own new established residential campus. Again, it's finger crossed. It's all the like we say, man proposed, God disposed. I propose multiple things. As I told you, I jump in, then I start looking in how to rectify it, how to work on it. So hopefully, yes, we will be able to do it. If not October, around October we'll be able to do it because there are a couple of things which are way beyond my limitations and control. Because we are dependent on other people also. Because Beds is not done by one. It is not me. Even though I started Beds is bigger than me. That's what I always say and I always believe. If anyone can do the justification in my chair, I'm ready to offer that. If they're able to take the Beds forward better than me, yes, I'm very much happy to offer that position and take this Beds to the next global level. So now coming back to your question, yes, it is a great achievement. That's what I see is like all this experience, all this journey is my success.
All the best. Could you tell about new campus and facilities students can look forward to?
The new campus would be, as I said, the vision is, the vision of our Beds is to give the rural environments with a global standard education. When I say when it is a global standard, now again going back to my experiences, we were supplying a couple of materials for the Commonwealth Games which happened in Delhi. There I had seen like athletes were supposed to be given at this particular temperature of water when they lift the tap. Because it was during almost in the December, January which was happening in Delhi, so it was very cold or due to the winter season. So there was specification. So in that regard, when I started an organization or we started a Beds, it's wrong word to say we started the Beds. So I happened to visit GEM school in Dubai. Before that, till now I visited more than 380 plus schools. After I started our school, my one hobby is again traveling. So during my travel, I make sure that I travel new school, just to understand what are their best practices and all those things. Now with all these experiences which I have taken from my 9 different schools and colleges, where I have traveled around multiple countries and where I have traveled around multiple schools and where we have gone through with the social media today, very strong social media like what you're doing today, the podcast or the reels or the wheels, whatever you say. Okay. Looking at all those things, we have inculcated a lot of things to it. Now to start with, okay, I would say I would tag my school with the different names. Beds, a school with a pool, means there will be a swimming pool. Okay. Beds also define on agriculture practices. Because when I had been to Dehradun, there's one of the school, I did not name the school, I saw the board saying that forestry, subject in forestry. Then why don't we start a forestry? Now to start a forestry, there are two reasons. One is that as a course. Second, Hiriyur is a central part of Karnataka where it's a drought. So if I can inspire the kids to plant, it is not only on an environmental day or ek paid market day, it is everyone's everyday job. By planting a tree, it will not grow. You need to nurture it till it grows to us, become an independent, just like the kids in the school, just like the kids in the family, just like the business, same as the plant. You need to nurture that to grow on to an extent. Then once it becomes independent, it fetches the fruits back to us. So the school will have an outdoor agriculture and also an indoor agriculture. And we are already, with my staff, we have finished the course also on mushroom culture. And very soon we'll be going for a culturing of saffron. Okay, where it should inspire the youngsters to look agriculture as one of the profession. I don't know how much people are aware today. The population is exploding. We are 140 crore today. The agricultural land is shrinking because everyone wants an independent house. Every agricultural land is turning into layouts, buildings. Now, taking our own example, we have converted the agricultural land into school premises. So we are nevertheless the same as anyone is doing. So now, if this goes on, then we only have a biotechnological food to eat, a synthetic food to eat. And today I see people saying seedless. I remember seedless grapes. Today we see seedless tomatoes. If everything goes on seedless, seed is a basic element of next germination of life. It may be in human, it may be in plants, it may be in animal. If the seed itself is killed and you are doing a biotechnology, what are we eating? We are eating something completely, we are focusing towards my first profession, pharma. Okay, the health becomes a challenge. So agriculture is one of the major things which we want to inspire the kids. It will have an animal husbandry, it will have fisheries during their school days itself. And you name a sports, we have it. It may be from the tennis. It is not table tennis. It is an indoor. So tennis is an outdoor game. So tennis, and it would be a carbon-free zone. Okay, where we would not be allowing any carbon-emitting vehicles inside the campus. It is a residential campus. It also has a facility of domiciliary, which most of the schools don't have. Like we have seen this kids coming to school with different mindset. They have a mental. Many people feel that kids don't need a space. Actually, kids really do need a space because they have explorers. They're exploring new things. Okay, because they don't know about it. So they're exploring. And today's generation is much faster than what I am. Okay, or what we are. Okay, and especially you are very quite fast. If I give the mobile to you, you handle it better than what I can handle it. The pace is different. So it is techno school. So every classrooms are conceptualized with the digital boards. Whatnot, you just name it, we have it. That's what I could say. And I pray God that we empower and enrich the beds with many more and multiple things, where it is going to be an experience zone. As we said, it's an experience.
Help rural students compete with the students from metropolitan city.
Okay, now let me take the basic example. After our Prime Minister took over the power as Prime Minister, he said Swachh Bharat. Today, if you ask me, in India we don't need Swachhata Abhiyans. We need civic sense. By building a toilets at every house, by giving gel to every house, by making one environmental day, one yoga day, it would not change the perception of a person. It is just, now I have seen many people, they celebrate Independence Day, which is going to be very soon. What is that we do? As a child, I used to enjoy Independence Day because I used to wear different gadgets, colorful gadgets, do a march past, then get a chocolate. If it is a rich school, we used to get a laddu. That's all. But today we lack civic sense. We believe whatever we have is ours. This nation is not mine. This world is not mine. This earth is not mine. We don't litter a groundnut peel or a wrapper on the floor at home. but we just throw it when we are having a journey. We don't pack it up and try to put it in dustbin. We don't have a civic sense that we should clean ourselves before we eat. We don't have a civic sense that how to speak to other person. We don't have a civic sense how to keep our environment clean. Everybody cries there are no rains. Tell me what is that we have done to get rains? Everybody says there is scarcity of water. Tell me how much efforts have been done towards protecting the existing water level or water bodies. We say there is a landslide. What is that we have done towards the landslide? There are few people who are really working hard to it, but today if you ask me, the education needs the diversion because we are not with the same old education system, okay, Macaulay education where you put the people there and you get an employee out there. We need someone who thinks something different from that. So this is what we are looking into it, and so referring to your question, this is what we want to teach people, like how to build a civic sense. Mannerism is gone. If you ask me, when we were kids, there was a huge respect. It may be out of fear. Obviously, the respect is out of a fear. I'll define that, because why do we believe in God? Because there's a fear. If we don't pray, then something will happen. If I don't do my homework, obviously I'll be punished. If I lie, I'm punished. If I cheat, I'm punished. If I do theft, there's a police department. Correct? Now, the education system has gone to that level, you can't punish a student. Then how do you teach the civic sense? Not everything can be delivered with love. There are some things where the disciplinary actions have to be taken, but today the generation change is there. So I seriously, strongly believe we need to build a civic sense in the people than an education. Today people feel education is just to get a score. I see many boards saying 625 or 625, AIR 25, AIR 17. Even during our time they used to ask, what is the cost of a postcard? Now if I ask a child today, what is the cost of an inland letter? They don't even know to pronounce inland letter. They pronounce it as England letter. It is not England. Yes, we were ruled by Britishers, but it is no more England. It's an inland letter. Okay, within the land we used to send. So this is how it is.
How do you believe the new infrastructure will transform the learning experience?
That's what I said. I think this is correlating to your previous question. How is this rural people going to benefit out of this? Now let me continue with the same thing. I think this answer gives for both the questions. Now, as I was saying, Prime Minister did the Swachh Bharat. He said toilets at every home. Even today, if you go towards the rural areas, they are more comfortable in going for outdoor motions. Okay. Now, the people are gone to the category where they are using the WC, that's Western commodes. Now ours is a school where we want to provide a Western commode and teach the rural people how to use it. Because in India, for ladies it is quite difficult. For men it is very easy. They just open up their zips wherever they need. That's the basic civics and we need to teach. So right from toilet going, dressing etiquette, eating etiquette, behavioral etiquette, learning etiquette, even the games, playing etiquette, these are the things which we really need to work on and sow the seeds from the beginning of their education line. Okay, education is for knowledge, education is not for marks. Once again I say the same thing. So this is where our campus will transform these young minds towards the experience, and again correlating with the Commonwealth Games. So they should experience everything well in hand before they are exposed to the world to be the citizens after 18 years.
It's fascinating, sir. In your opinion, what should modern school provide beyond textbook?
As I said, civic sense, mannerism, okay, behavioral aspects, respect to the elders. Why are the orphanages, not orphanages, old age homes are increasing today? We have become greedy people. There is no animal on this earth which will save the food for next day or next generation except the ant. Because ant cannot manage the small water flow. But we are like greedy. We want everything. Everything is done. Why is bribery? Why is theft? Why is the robbery? Why is there hatredness? Why is the word called ego? It's all because of dwelling on more than the requirement. It is like want and necessity. If we live for necessity, I don't think there will be any of these things one day. But it is the responsibility of every parent, every institution to seed this in the child from the day one, okay, so that you have everything what you want. So you can still live a life with what you want. We need a dress to cover our first skin. So I call this dress as the second skin always. You need a pair of shoes to protect your feet. Okay. If we have a civic sense, I think my grandparents never used the footwear because the soil is so healthy. Today the soil is so dirty, you need a slipper. And now they have gone to an extent where I see people wearing a plastic wrapper on the shoes because shoes should not get dirty. Okay, so these are the basic things one should start teaching from the beginning, more than the subject and the question and answers.
How can this technology and innovation bridge the gap between rural and urban education?
See, now if you look at, you just look at any urban places. Urban places are not made because of the urban population. All the urban places are developed because of the rural population. It is the rural people who get educated, they go there for something. As I told you, life is all about learning something new, working towards the solution, expecting the unexpected. So now you move to, why I moved from my village to Hiriyur as a town, it's a municipal council, I moved here. Why? Because there is something what I don't have in my village. It may be the transport system, it may be, now today we have electricity, we didn't have an electricity also that time. So we didn't have a transport, and I still believe the first bus running in our village. We used to run behind that. We are hardly seen the car. So now when you move towards the urban cities are developed because the hunger is the rural people. Now why should we migrate our people? Now if you are moving within the country, I am quite happy because it's our country. But I see people moving out of the country. You get food, you get help, you get education, you get shelter. You have your ancestors, everything in India, and you run there just for the part of money. And I've seen people, my friends, the people around, when they come back, they act like they were born from Mars. No, they were not born from Mars, they were born from the same village. Why? They say it is very well disciplined, their culture. Why can't we create that in India? If you bring that mindset in everyone. Now I've seen these people, when they come back first 4, 5 days or 10 days, they act very cynic. Okay. After 10 days, they also become the same and they start criticizing this country. This country is very, very rich in all the natural resources. You take Vedas, you take Puranas, you take the education system, you take the mathematics, you take the scientists, doctors, whatnot. This country is everything, but why are we running there? Just because of the greed. So if we can make people understand necessity is something, we need to focus, not the want. Now, if I ask, you can, whoever is watching this podcast, just go check your wardrobes. There are multiple dresses which are unused. Check your shoe rack. There are multiple footwears unused. Check your grocery items. The beautiful example is Corona, or the latest Hormuz effect, which created chaos about the gas. We don't need so much. If we go as per the requirement, but we felt, okay, something is going to happen, so we may not get it, we have started storing. When there is no validity for this life, why are we validating ourselves with resources factor? We need it, yes, but not at a greed level. That's what I want to say.
What role should school play in shaping not only academically successful student but and also responsible citizens?
Overall development is, I would say, because today it is not only the school which is responsible in developing the overall development of the child. I again request the parents also to do it. That's the reason in any of the events, I keep telling the parents, please allow your kids to play around grandparents because they carry the knowledge they carry the experience. They are undergone. We are born because of our grandparents, and because they don't know to speak English, because they don't know to eat food in fork and knife or spoon, doesn't mean that they are not cultured. They are more cultured than what we are. They are more healthier than what we are. They are more energetic than what we are. Okay, it is not the certificate. Certificate is what they don't have. Certificate is what we have. Except certificate, they have nothing, and they have everything. Okay, so to have overall development, it is not only the school which has to work. Along with the school, it's the parents who has to work. It's the society which has to work, and also one's self-responsibility also has to work to nurture them to be the greater citizen. First is citizen. What we need is it is not only independence and Republic Day to build the patriotism. The patriotism has to build every day. Just like the way we breathe, we brush, we clean ourselves, we eat our food, we sleep. So patriotism is one part I want to understand. Respect yourself, respect the people around, respect your society. That's the second thing what needs to be taught. Respect living and non-living things. So this will bring automatically the complete development. And school should focus, as most of the schools are already doing it, and now the parents are also focusing on it. It should be the sports, it should be the education, it should be cultural, okay. And I've seen there are people who are going way beyond the requirement. Like I've seen a couple of students going for yoga, going for skating, going for cycling, going for some indoor sports, outdoor sports. Then there's some person will say they're going for instrumental music, they're going for vocal music. Everybody cannot be in everything. Okay, one should, okay, having a touch-feel sense of everything is very good, but not to get mastery on everything would be quite difficult. I don't say it's impossible, but it needs a lot of high-level dedication and sacrificing also. Today, any achiever is an achiever because of their great sacrifices they have done. We are not ready to sacrifice our comforts, but we want to have all the Nobel awards. It's not possible. It's contradictory.
Sir, as you said, the women power empowerment is one of your major agenda. Why is this cause so important to you?
Now, if you go with the country slogans like Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao is one of the things, and the equalism what the women are demanding. And if you ask me now, coming back to from the generations or from the Vedic period also, it is the women who is a multitasker. Let's be very honest. Okay, no bias. I'm not hurting any men here, but women are empowered than the men. I don't know what situated those times that women were cornered saying that you are within the four walls, but they are the one who are multitaskers. In our school, if you look at, we practices ambidextrous writing. Ambidextrous writing is using both the upper limbs, okay, where you have both the sphere of your head works, okay. Now, today we have come to the situation to teach that, but women are born with that gift or boon, okay. They are the multitaskers. They know how to take care of the family. They know how to run the organization. They are the backbone of multiple families today. There are more successful people, right from the you take it as a Sunita Williams, okay, Archana, okay, or our sports. You name it in sports. You name it in anything, okay. They are, but we have suppressed their knowledge or energies by saying like you are women. Physically, they are different. Only physically they are different. But if you ask me, they are very, very strong. Now, obviously, there are a couple of things where they need to grow up. For that, the organization or the self-interested people are doing multiple trainings and overcoming those challenges. Or if you ask me, women are multidirectional, multitaskers, and they are suppressed. If the opportunity is given to them, obviously, yes, they will lead it. And our country also was led by a lady Prime Minister. Today, our country is also led by a lady President. Then why can't our organization be led by the ladies? Okay.
Sir, how can school contribute to empowering girls and women in rural communities?
How the school can empower is obviously one is imparting the knowledge. because today, that's as I said, the slogan is Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao. So first is we are doing Beti Padhao. Okay. Now, when you cater the education, where it will help their overall development, and when they are positioned in different positions, okay, not only inside the house for restricted to the kitchen and home caring, okay. I see many people say, what do you do? They say housewife. Sometimes I really think, housewife, okay, they are married the house. They are not housewives, they are homemakers. But still they say housewife because they themselves are pointless. They are not married a person, they are married the job. It is not like that because today they have multiple opportunities and they are ready to take it up. During my grandparents' time, I have seen my grandmother doing agriculture job, which is the toughest thing. I have seen her plowing. Okay, even today, if you go towards the rural areas in Karnataka, South India, in Kerala, and Tamil Nadu, I have seen the grannies still doing the agriculture job. Then they are able to do such a hefty work, and they are already booled with the knowledge. And now, if I have to correlate this with an example, if you see, look at our ancestors, what beautifully they have done is to get married. They say there should be a minimum of 5 years of age difference between a man and a woman. Why? Because a woman is 5 years ahead of thinking than a man. Women is always 5 years ahead of thinking than a man. Physically, that's what I'm saying. Physically they are different, that's all. But in everything they are very, very strong. There are weightlifters today. There are swimmers today. There are bodybuilders today. And there are people who are going for wrestling in women's segment. Then where are they weak in physical? The physiological changes is only the difference in that. So now if we can inspire these women and we can have a well-educated rural girls also, why should be they confined to the four walls? Let them explore. They are also equally responsible to enjoy this nature.
What message would you like to share with young girls who aspire to become a leader?
Just come out of your shell, okay? Because the challenge is, it may be their family, it may be their parents, or not parents. Parents always see. I have not seen any parent saying for a daughter as my queen. They always say as Raja. Paro Raja means in Kannada, in our language, we call it Raja. They don't say as queen. She is my queen. No, they say it's a king. That's how we point our brush kings also. We brush the kings of every family. Kings are their kids, and they are our kings in the business. That's even though it is a service to the society, but still I would say there's a part of business also in this school, because unless there's a monitor coming in, you cannot take the monitor out and employing the people. So don't take it in a wrong manner. And I said it's business. It is a part of our business, even though it's a service. Okay, because wherever the money is involved, then it is obviously part of the business. Okay, now we want to brush every child born on this earth with the blessings of God are already knowledge. We only brush the dust, or it's a piece of stone where we carve it to give a structure. Okay, or the structure to it, or the picture to it. So that's what we are also trying to do. So now, this is what we want to continue. So, there's nothing called queen, there's always, they're called as kings. Obviously, it is, parent will always support. It is either the father or mother. Especially I see daughters have been backed up by their fathers. But it's a mother or the women segment in the family, because of something they have heard somewhere in the past. During those days, there was nothing called the social support like this today. There was no technology like this today. There was no facilities like this today, like it may be the power, it may be the technology, it may be the transport, anything. So they have undergone some challenges. They think it would be the same reputation to my kid. So they are trying to put them in the shell. The girls are put into the shell. Okay, after your puberty, you are not supposed to do this. You are not supposed to. Today we have swimmers. We have athletes. Okay, we have scientists. We have mathematicians. We have pilots. Many times I have flown the flight and I heard a female captain speaking and welcoming us. Okay, so Those days are gone, where like we were hindered by saying this is not possible to you. So I think that shell has to be broken, and I request all my viewers and the parents to make them face the challenges. You cannot protect anyone, and we are no one to protect, and everything is already designed by the destiny, that is the supernatural power of God. So what has to happen will happen. So why are you scared? Now I've seen many people, or in some of the movies I've seen, if you are within the four walls, you will not meet with an accident. What if earthquake happens? You're no more. So you can't protect anyone. They need to be allowed to face the challenges. When they face the challenges, then they know how to overcome the next challenge. So it is just like where you go from first standard, second, third, fourth, fifth, then you graduate. In the same way, the situation, the life also throws the problem to one extent, and you rectify it with a better solution. Then you get a next challenge. Once you clear that, then you have a next challenge. The life is all about facing the challenges, and you cannot be covered. So I would say, girls, break your shell, irrespective of what they say, believe in you, and you can also be an achiever. And for that, you need to forgo many things. Again, I said, sacrifices are required to be an achiever. There is no achiever without a sacrifice.
What qualities make an effective educational leader?
Educational leader or education?
Educational.
What qualities?
Ah.
Openness in absorbing everything. Education is the face of life, which is there till the last breath. There is no end to learning. I have seen many people having their qualifications 3 lines below their names. So we are nothing in front of them. Education is not done only in your schools and colleges. Education is done in every moment of your life. So what qualities want is you just need to be open, you need to be like a sponge to absorb it. Now when you absorb, you should also have a filters in it. What is that I need to take in, what I don't need to take out. I've seen many people saying because of this friend circle I got spoiled. No. No one can spoil you unless you know what to take and what not to take. If you know how to be, with whom to be, and when to be, where to be, why to be, if you know all this question tags and you know the answer, then you are always perfect. The world is a mixture of everything, so you should know what to take. Now, we go for a gold mining. You get a very little amount of gold. As I am aware, as I read, if you break a 5 tons of rock, you get a milligram of gold. So we know what to take there. Am I right?
Yes.
So it's the same thing. So it is one's open mind to face the challenges and to absorb from the society. Today I see this generation as going in the wrong side. I'm not saying I'm too old, but I'm the mid generation now. Gen Zs, whatever you say. I've seen them in the airports, in the bus stand, in the railway station, wherever they get a time, they are busy, all in the metros, they keep on scrolling their mobile. They are not ready to open, to see outside the window and see what is there. Observe, there are many things around. And when we were in sales and marketing, that's what we used to tease the software, because that was the era of software when we got into this. And we used to say, and tease the software friends, you are locked into the system. You don't know what is happening around the world. We are in sales and marketing, we keep on traveling, we know what is going around the world. So same thing, today I've seen people go to different places on excursions. Now let us say it's an imagine as like a mountain and a waterfall here. They try to capture in the mobile. Your mobile is hardly 30 megapixel, 50 megapixel, 100 megapixel. But God has given you such a beautiful high resolution camera, such a great memory. Your mobile is only 250 GB. This has no limitations. So capture it, observe. Observation will make you learn many things. We don't see that, we capture there, and when we come back home, again we see the same thing in the photo. If that was the case, then already someone has captured, right? Wasting the time, energy, money, fuel to go there and dirtying the ecosystem.
How do you motivate your teacher and staffs to achieve an excellence?
As I've been taught this in my professional career, that's what we also follow that. We keep observing their what is the demotivational factor, because we are all humans. Irrespective of how self-motivated we are, there are times where we get demotivated because the motivation is a fact like air in a balloon. So the external things would always try to damage your motivation, irrespective of how wisdom you carry, but still there are negative forces, and that should happen. Only then you know how to overcome that. It is again, if you do a mistake when you are learning something new, it is not called a mistake. If you do a mistake, same thing repeatedly, then it is called idiotism. So we give an opportunity for my staff to make a mistake because we always say learn something new. When you are doing something new, then you will do a mistake. If you are doing a mistake for the first time, then you are learning something new. Both are the same. Second is, if there is a repetition of mistakes which are happening, so we find out what is the reason about it. So we would discuss that, and we have our HMs who work on it, and they will be inspired in that angle to overcome it. It can be trips, it can be their trainings, developments, and putting them into different verticals. Now we have taken a teacher to an example as one of the subjects, let us say mathematics. We would not refrain the teacher only to the mathematics. We will try to see what are the qualities that profile has it, and we try to empower that qualities. And parallelly, I know it is overloaded. Some do feel it is overloaded, but it is for their development. As I told you, success is always with dedication and sacrifice. So if they are dedicated, if they want to sacrifice some of their time towards empowering themselves, they will be shifted to multiple zones. So these are the various ways we do it. And one of the nature of mine is, as I told you, I jump into things, then I push myself. So same way, I also push my team to do something what they have not done. If you do the same thing what you are doing, you will be where you are. If you do something what you have not done, obviously you will elevate yourself, either at least in knowledge or experience.
Sir, who has inspired you most in your life?
Should I be selfish? It's me. I have inspired my own self. If I ask, there are a lot of these. As I already mentioned, my bosses, they have inspired. The people who criticized me, they are the inspirational factors. The failures which I have undergone, they are the inspirational factors. Obviously, it's my parent. The first word starts from the parent itself. Okay, then the challenges I have undergone, that has inspired me. And obviously, it's my own learnings which has inspired me to be what I am.
What is the biggest lesson your journey has taught you?
Never give up. Never give up. So every situation is only for that moment. If you ask me, everything is hot or freezing. I mean, I'm taking the examples of two sides of the temperature. It is only to that moment. By time, it has to come to the equilibrium. Now it is hot, you serve a hot tea. Now if you touch it, it is into the room temperature. You serve the chilled water, it has come back to the room temperature. So time has the power to do anything and everything in life. So have patience, have trust in you, that is, believe in you, have patience, trust in you, and love what you are doing. If you love what you are doing, and if you have a patience, and if you have a trust in you, there's a passion in you, obviously you will overcome anything on this earth. Even to the next aspect, if I can say, you can at least prolong your death at least by a minute, at least by a second. Now, if I say, oh, I'm scared, I'm losing it. Now, obviously, this minute, I can't do this. But if you say, yes, I can, let me see what worst will happen. The worst thing which will happen, the guaranteed thing in the life, what can happen, is death. Correct? The guaranteed thing, there is, nobody can stop it. Okay, but rest all the things, you can decide to win or lose. Now let us say we are gone to a competition. What is the worst thing can happen in the competition? I may lose. When you are prepared yourself to lose and you are participating to win, I am saying participation is very, very important. You are participating to win. sorry. But I'm very confident. Even if I lose also, I'm prepared for my losing. So I don't get disappointed. What is disappointment? Having an expectation and it doesn't happen, then it's called disappointment. Now I have an expectation to lose, but still I'm putting my 100% effort. Then if I win, I'll be the most happiest person on the earth. So this is what I believe. So push yourself. You can push yourself to the last second, fraction of second of your life, to anyone here. And that's called your journey of your life, or cherry on the cake.
If you go back to 2017, what advice would you give yourself?
I should have done the basic groundwork myself. I should have assessed my strengths and area of improvements. I don't say it's a weakness, area of improvements, because weakness is like negative word only. I should have been little slower. Okay, I should have kept my anger to cool. I should have kept my blood non-boiling. This is advice. So a couple of mistakes, which has really made me pay a lot. So I wouldn't have done those mistakes if I rewind back. And obviously I would have been much more smarter than what I am today.
What legacy do you hope pets will leave for future generation?
As I said, the BETS has to be the arena for global standard educations. When I say global, not leaving our foundation of Vedics, or what you say in Kannada as Samskrita, Samskara, that's a discipline. Okay, so that's why we believe in worshipping our elders. We teach the kids to take the blessings even today, because that's where the energy is flown from the seniors to the juniors. We have a Bhagavad Gita in practice, we have bhajans in practice, we have prayers at every step of what you do. And we also have something called gratitude, okay, paying gratitude. Today, most of the people have lost that sense of being thankful to what they have. There are millions of people who don't have food, shelter, clothing, life, family, friends, profession, job, income, name whatever. The life what I lead is a dream of multi-million people. The life what you have is my dream. How is it? I want to be young like you, so that I could have done something more. Okay, I still want to achieve. So I wish and pray God, and I also request the people who will look up for pets to continue this legacy in a proper cultured manner, to build the great citizens for this nation, okay, who have a civic sense, who has something called knowledge, who has something called discipline.
You have vision of making BETS as international school where students from different countries come to study. What inspired this dream and how do you plan to achieve it?
Okay, what inspired me this is there are two reasons for this. One is when I went on the international trip for the first time, I still remember my childhood days. Maybe I was in 4th or 5th standard. My father took me to Mysore, and there was a relative in Mysore. So it was a custom that time. It was a traditions to carry whatever you have grown in your farms to your relatives' house. Today people just come and empty hands. As a kid, we used to wait for relatives to come because they should bring biscuits, some fruits, because that was the joy. So we were carrying a ragi. It was about some 10 to 15 kgs ragi bag, and I was walking in Mysore. I saw a palace like lifting my head up, holding that heavy weight, because we were walking just across the Mysore Palace. That was one incident. Second is, even though I studied in multiple schools and colleges, when I was asked to go in a flight, it was a 2.5-hour flight from Bangalore to Delhi. I still remember my first flight, Kingfisher. I never turned to the right because I was sitting on the left window seat. Entire 2.5 hours, my head was struck to the window to see what is there, how it is. Because that was the first experience of life. And the third which happened was when I visited China for the first time. That was the first international country which I traveled. And all were like a skyscrapers. So like I was not watching where I'm walking, and I felt like there was a movie called Bengaluru Vigamunda Moregona, okay, which is in our days we have seen. It was like, I'm totally astonished, I'm surprised, I'm seeing like what is this, everything is a new world. I'm feeling like I come to the different planet altogether. All these three situations made me, I come to a different world. And this is what I do not want my students to undergo. To the best of their capacities, I want them to experience before they enter the world to find their existence. Today they are all being protected by their parents. They are still in the happy mode. The student life is the best time. Okay, they have no pressurized responsibility. Now you take performing the exam is a pressure, then you are wrong. I would say it is very difficult to fail in the exam if you are prepared well. Same is the life. So before they enter into the real junk of this life, so I want them to experience these basics at least and let them explore something way beyond that, so that I leave them at 100 kilometers away, higher, so they need to explore above that, not below that. If they start exploring from zero every time, so they will not achieve beyond 100 kilometers. Every time they go up, come back, and go at the same place. So that is the one thing which inspired. And the other one, the second I said, that's two things. So the second one was when Navodaya as an organization had an inter-school exchange. Okay, like 1 year they go to Karnataka, students go to Madhya Pradesh. And when I was studying at Purna Prajna Sangmeshwarpet, we had an inter-Purna Prajna competition. There were about 11 branches of Purna Prajna. And we have seen this Mumbai Purna Prajna, Bangalore Sadashivanagar Purna Prajna coming in. We were very good. Actually, our school won the volleyball always. And my very close friend, who is also my best pal, K. P. Sharad, he was the one who hit the leather ball six for the first time. It was something great at that time. So looking at that, when they came to participate, we were like looking like what do you say, kiddos. And those students, they were of the same age. The Bangalore exposure, the language they carried, the dress they had, the way they presented, the Mumbai its presentation was way far than what we could even think and imagine. Because we studied only in the closed premises hostel. We have not seen the world. And that was some exposure to the world. That all these things, where I underwent the pain of not getting exposed properly to the latest generation. So that should not be there in my kids. So that is one thing which inspired. So now every parent wants the child to grow globally, work globally, study globally, okay, achieve globally. So then this is where I thought, okay, let's have inter-school collaboration, not only within India, not only within Karnataka, not only within this Chitradurga district, why not with an international schools? And for this, best example is I had been to one of the sports arena in Bangalore. Let me not name because I don't know should I name it or not. Okay, because I am not part of that. Purna I was a part. I am an alumni there, so I can name it there. But there I saw the different country kids are coming and practicing their game. It can be football, it can be cricket, it can be shuttle badminton, swimming. I saw multinational students coming there for coaching for a month. 15 days. So why can't that be in our school? So when we travel, when we exchange between different countries, as I said, traveling is my hobby. It helps in understanding their culture, food, their style of living, their attitude, the way of dressing, whatnot. It's an exposure, which you will not be able to experience by watching the movies. You can only experience by traveling over there. So this is what
you also want BET students to pursue higher education and career opportunities award. What come to study? What inspired this dream, and how do you plan to achieve it?
No, I don't say I will achieve it. It is the students who has to achieve that. Okay, we can only be the pathway to them. Okay, when we were studying, we were only inspired by two professions. One is either you have to be a doctor or you have to be an engineer. We didn't know much of the other professions. To be precise, I was so low in my knowledge
where I didn't know there's something called an IAS or IPS exists. Maybe if I would have tried. If at all, I would have tried. I would have been. It's like if and buts now. So that's why I keep inspiring our students, saying like, what are the different opportunities we have? Okay, it's not only one line. It's not only being a doctor, AIR ranking or NEET or JEE ranking. There are multiple things. Today, India needs the best teachers. Why can't we be the best teachers? Corona has led that a mile for us, a stepping stone, where teachers came online to teach, continue the education pattern. Because teachers are the one who build the different professions. A doctor cannot build a teacher can build a doctor. An engineer cannot build a teacher can build an engineer, an astronaut, a jockey, a sports person, a dancer. You name it, everything is done by the teacher. That's why Guru Nama, like that's what it is. A teacher is such a powerful position. But today the teacher is deprived of everything. They are the most less respected profession. That needs to change. And so I keep inspiring them to be in different verticals. It is not only in one. So there is a vast arena or buffet of professions which is spread across. So what you pick is your choice. And we need doctors. I'm not saying no. I'm not against any doctor or engineer. Why only that? Why not something else? I say my students, you be a doctor, no issues, but appear in UPSC exam. You be a doctor, go abroad, study something from different universities. You learn. You get a worldwide friendship. Tomorrow, you feel there's a fatigue of being a doctor. You are not stuck to that job. Now you have a correlation with multiple country friends. So you can come out with the new ideas. Today, if you see the latest new startups which have come in the last 10 years, are all because of the different working environment they have undergone, different social economic zone people, and different thought process people coming together forming a company. I was just seeing some of the podcasts like this. I saw it is a bed company. Today it is 1,500 crore company in 10 years. Why only an employee? Why can't you be an employer? That's why only the job? Why can't you be a farmer? Today you can use the technology and be a farmer. There are farmers who are really doing well and they are absolutely out of tax. That's the only profession where you can make legal money with no paying tax. That's the only profession where you make a legal money by paying no tax. But that is a deprived job today. People think it's a deprived job. No.
Sirs, as we come up and can I have some rapid fire questions? One word that describes pets.
Experiential learning.
Okay. One habit that made you successful.
Jumping to risk.
Your favorite book.
Who Moved My Cheese or Corporate Chanakya.
Okay. Who is your favorite leader?
Leader, Ganeshan.
Your favorite coach.
Life.
Your coach.
Coffee.
Early morning or late night?
Late nights.
Success or happiness?
Success.
One dream that you still want to achieve.
There are multiple. Can't name one. There are multiple dreams. Because I change my dreams every moment because I inspire more and more. Sorry, I can't answer this.
Okay, complete this sentence. My dream is to make beds.
My dream is to make BETS a global standard education platform, one umbrella with multiple courses, where everyone gets an opportunity to experience it.
Finally, what message would you like to share with parents, students, teachers, and people of Hiriyuru as BETS beginning as exciting new chapter?
I would say them again the three words: trust yourself, okay, believe in yourself, have patience, love what you're doing, and never leave your discipline because you are not seeing success at this moment. Discipline is the only thing which can take you. That is, with the attitude and discipline can take you a long way. Success may be a little slow, but that will be very strong. So come experience the best.
Thank you for joining us. And your story reminds us education is not only textbook and classroom, it's giving opportunities and building and transforming lives. So thank you for joining us. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Sneha. 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 Pose. Sneha.
Thank you for joining us. If you like this podcast, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Until next time, this is Kushal Pawar signing off. Thank you, take care, bye bye, and have a wonderful day.